Yes, it's time to convert this chassis into a pile of parts. I want to take it apart piece by piece until I'm left with just a bare frame, which I can then flip over, finish off all the outstanding welding, and then sandblast it and paint it a bright color. That's going to be a first on the channel. Just in case it's your first time here and you don't know what the dealio is, my name is Diff, as in difficult, except I'm not, as many people know. And you've ended up in a one-man shop of an old greybeard at the bottom end of South Africa, where I'm busy on my Hudson project. This is a 1939 Hudson big boy cab that I was extremely lucky to find. And over here I've got a highly customized Isuzu chassis. Done lots of work to it. In the back there, most of it is new. It's got a parallel falling suspension, Wattsling, there's airbags, all sorts of things going on. And yeah, we are continuing the slow one-man process of this old greybeard, getting all of this together so you can go for a drive. So what's with all that talk about painting here on a channel called Radros for Africa, and I'm wearing a t-shirt saying "In Rust We Trust"? Well, who makes the rules? Why can't I have a rusty old cab with nice patina sitting on a painted and detailed frame? I like the idea of that contrast. That's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I want to do is to get the 351 Cleveland out of the way. I've already got it hooked up. I've unbolted the last engine mounting here. So now I should be able to just hoist away. Let's see. Should be enough. Push this guy backwards. Freaking barefoot mechanic, he had his truck in here a couple of days ago. He made a mess and he did put sawdust on it and he never cleaned it up. Just pushed this thing back over it so you couldn't see it. Huh. He's gonna pay for that. Yeah, now I'm adding to the mess. Now that it's sitting level on these wooden blocks, some water is running out. Remember, we started it a while ago, so there was some water in the engine passages or in the engine block. So let's leave this to drip, drip, drip for a while, like some people I know. Drip, drip, drip. So I want to take up the transmission, because not only is there no torque converter in here, but I want to send this box off to my mate Byron, who is an expert on these C4 auto boxes. I just want him to open it up and go through it, see if it needs to be rebuilt, what's necessary, so that we know that it's good. All bolts are out, so it should come off now. Let's see. Jack it a little bit. There we go. Yes. There we go. A fair bit of grunting to get it on the jack, but I can still do it. So you can now go off to Byron. Yes. You can sit on this rusty cart for a while. I'm going to push you off into a corner out of the way, where you can rest until your services are required. Right then, off you go! I think I'm just going to do the same thing as Wayne. Roll the chassis right over this mess and worry about it later. Let's do some stuff here on the dryer side. I can take my air tank off. I made this from an old compressor tank I found in a junkyard. I think these shocks can come off next. So the reason they were compressed like that is because the chassis is sitting in the slammed position. Yeah, I made a whole video about figuring out the shock travel and the lengths and all of that. So where the chassis currently sits is where it's fully slammed, and then obviously when you lift it, the shock pulls out. Let's take apart the Watts link next. I've got 2 videos floating out there on a server somewhere about designing and building this thing. So if you don't know how these things work and what is important about them, critical design criteria, you can go check out these videos. Yeah, to think, all of this is fresh fabrication, doesn't look like it. It's what you get when you leave projects for standing for, must be longer than 2 years. The whole purpose of this thing is to keep the axle centered in the frame. If you have parallel 4-link setup like me, and you don't have this whole axle will be able to move like that, and we definitely don't want that. This bell crank here sits on a rubber bushing. It's in need of a little bit of lubrication. Like Wayne always says, lubrication is the solution to all problems. There we go. Okay, I've jacked up the frame a little bit. These airbags can come out next. I've still got the bottom fastener, so I need to crawl in there to get them out. This is why women like mechanics so much. Can do things with our fingers in what would typically be an inaccessible spot. Oh my soul. Got you. Push it down a little bit to clear that airline thingy. There we go, and you are out of the picture. Okay, I reckon the back wheels can come off now. I made these adapters back then so that the back wheels can have the same PCD as the front wheels. What was it? 139.7 by 6. Yeah, at least they're not rusted. This face anyway. This back differential comes from what my mates down under calls a Holden HQ, or a Chevy El Camino as they were known here in South Africa. That's why the PCD here was not the same as up front, because up front we're running an Isuzu suspension. You might find this interesting, so I thought I'd quickly show you why parallel 4-links are so popular with the Airbag boys. I've got the differential sitting on a jack, and right there I've highlighted it right there. So keep your eye on the pinion angle there, and you'll see that it doesn't change when I drop the differential, which obviously would be the same as airing up the vehicle. Let's give it a go. So see if that line changes. I'm about to drop the diff. Here goes. Did you see that? No changes to the pinion angle whatsoever throughout the suspension travel range. So that means no matter what your ride height is, pinion angles remains the same. You won't have any strange vibrations when you are driving. There are some disadvantages to completely parallel 4-links like I have here. When these two bars are completely parallel like we have here, then you have no what they call an instant center, and that affects your handling. Now you know what, this is actually quite a complicated subject, maybe we shouldn't get into that right now. Suffice to say that if they are not parallel to each other, you create an instant center which will improve the handling of your vehicle. And that is actually why I have given myself the option. You can see I've got some more holes drilled there. So later on I can possibly fine tune it a little bit, move my bar up or two. Bars won't be parallel anymore. That will affect pinion angle setups, but it might improve handling by creating that instant center we're talking about. And I'm waffling. Let's just get these link bars off here, because that's our current mission. Yes, I can take them out completely. Still got a bottom one left. The link bars are out, and all four of them are exactly the same length, so they're not location specific. Right, now I can get my namesake out of here. Tell you one thing, I definitely don't have the strength that I had as a younger man, that's for sure. Yeah, just looking at this thing now, there's still a lot of work to do. Apart from welding up what still needs to be welded, you're gonna have to take the drums off, rebuild the brakes and all of that. And I have to open it up, have a look inside to see if it's still good, check out side shaft bearings, all of that stuff. Hey, still a lot of work to do. It gets overwhelming if you think too much. So let's forget about that and rather focus on the current mission, which is to get the front wheels off. There we go. Sheesh, but there's going to be a lot of work required here as well. I want to strip down the front suspension completely and rebuild it. There's issues with bushings and whatnot. So all of this is going to have to come apart. Let's get these tie rod ends off here. Let's see if the old hammer trick will do it for us. Haha, lucky me. There we go, it's loose. That stabilizer arm right there. So next thing I want to take off. The one behind it is the anti-sway bar. Anti-roll bar, whatever you would like to call it. Something is not right here. These bushings, they sit in the wrong place. Some cowboy has been here before me. And the fun begins. This freaking bolt down here, the head is all rounded over and it's not budging. So I'm going to give it a lesson and weld on another bolt head like that, which is going to give me some grip and all that heat that normally helps to wake it up too. Okay, let's give this a shot. Yeah, build custom cars, they said. It will be fun, they said. Right, where's the spanner? Let's see. Right, let's give it a shot. Take that, you piece of shit. There you go. Who's the boss now? Hey, it's still hot. Ow. Right, this thing should come out now. There you go. Now the same fastener here on this side, and it is just turning and not coming out, so it's stripped. And it's also a different size. And I'm also starting to strip. Yeah, I'm getting a bad feeling about all of this. I'm starting to think that some bush mechanic was definitely involved with all of this. I'm going to have to cut this thing off with the grinder. Don't know how else I'm going to get it off here, because I want my stabilizer out of the way. This is why I just want to fabricate stuff. Now I have to struggle with another idiot's stupid moves. And I have to cut it from the other side. Yeah.
15 minutes later.
Got them both out. And look at this. This is the way it should be. Carb washer, bushing, bushing, carb washer. And that's what we had on the left hand side. Carb washer the wrong way around. One bushing. This bushing missing. Final carb washer missing. Jeez, I don't know. Who does this kind of work? Anyway, okay, next sway bar must come off. This bushing's definitely had it. Let's get it off. For crying out loud, now the end of this bolt is mushroomed. Can't get this freaking nut off. Grinder, where are you? If I ever find a oak who did this kind of work, I will give him a piece of my mind like he's never heard in his life. I mean, this bolt that's holding on this sway bar, yeah, there's bits missing, it's just kind of floating there. And this one, this side, is just spaces made up with nuts and odd washers and whatnot. Freaking hell, I don't know. Yeah, the world is seriously fucked up. You need a license to catch a fish, but not to breed a bloody moron. Let me rather make some noise before more profanities escape my mouth. I forgot to do this. Crying out loud, where's that spanner now? Wonderful. Just fucking wonderful. Yeah, well, at least the brake calipers came off like they should. So the moron did not get involved with them. Just look at the play on this bottom bushing. I have never seen anything like that. And I think that bad feeling that I was talking about earlier, I think it's getting worse. I see a stainless steel bolt here. That's not original. So the freaking moron has left his mark here as well. I wonder what I'm going to find when I take this apart. Another sign that the moron was here. This bolt. That's not factory. These ones are, this is a 12. That's a 13. Call me a detective of morons. And it just doesn't stop. This part right here, I'm not sure what you call it, is installed the wrong way around. The moron struck one more time. Hey, hey, hey.
Much later.
Right, it's all blown apart. No footage of that because I was sweating too much. So there it is. I guess I better clean up this mess now. Before I do that, let me show you the state of that bushing in there. Yeah, it's done its time. Can't go wrong to replace this mess. And this upper ball joint is toast as well, apart from the missing rubber boot. I can feel play in there. So it must also be scrapped. Let's get these bushings out of here, see what they look like. Got you. There is only one way to describe these. F-U-C-K-E-D. Let's get this one out as well. The right side socket is the perfect forest engineering rapid removal tool. Right then, so everything you see here would need replacement to make that front suspension nice and solid again. All the suspension bushings, ball joints, top and bottom, both sides, all of the tie rod ends. So I need to go shopping and hopefully I can find all of this stuff. I'm assuming it won't be a problem. These Isuzu pickups were very popular here in South Africa, so I'm quite sure spares and parts will still be available. The shop is chaos, parts and tools everywhere, floor is a mess, but that frame is now completely bare. Nothing else I can take off of it. Mission accomplished. Whew, but this old greybeard is now dirty, sweaty and tired. So I'm gonna go look for a cold one and I'll see you oaks next time. Until then, as always, have a lucky one, boot.
Whatever makes you happy, it just